What's up guys, so just before we begin, we've had many reports that our subscribers aren't seeing our content, and this is most likely because you haven't hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon with all notifications turned on. Give it a tap now, turn on all notifications, and you'll most likely see most of our videos being posted. Also, if you want to support the channel, make sure to tap that like, it really helps us out. We're posting 4 videos per day, so make sure to check back every single day for daily updates. So we're just taking a really quick look at Cardano here, and I mean, as you can see, things still going completely according to plan. On our daily time frame, we're still well within our nice little uptrend here that we formed. We've had a few touches at the top of the channel, a few touches at the bottom of the channel here, and obviously, ever since March 2020, things have been looking really good for Cardano, haven't they? I mean, down here at around, we came all the way down to 1.5 cents almost, and now, we're at some absolutely monstrous gains, aren't we? I mean, this is 7,300% gains in essentially, the better part of a year and a half, which is absolutely incredible, obviously. Cryptocurrency is amazing for those kinds of gains, isn't it? And you can see there's no signs of a bear market, is there? Because in a bear market, you'd be losing support and rolling over, doing something like this, losing your EMAs on your higher time frames. And we're just not seeing any of that nonsense currently. A lot of people have been saying for months now, we're in a bear market, everything's going to go down for years and years now. Basically, loads of people getting really emotional and not really looking at what the charts are telling them. And obviously, we'll always try and tell you exactly what we see with the charts. We're not going to try and bias this with anything that we personally think, because we're just looking at the data and trying to tell you what basically what the data is suggesting. And obviously, you can see here, it's pretty obvious that, we're still in an uptrend, aren't we? Because obviously, we're nowhere near the bottom of this trend, to be honest. We'd have to come all the way down to, this 60, 70, maybe 80 cent level somewhere down here for us to really test the bottom of this trend before we continued upwards. And we don't even really need to do that for continuation, to be honest, because we're holding really key levels of support, aren't we? If we zoom in, you can see quite clearly for Cardano here over the last few months. Obviously, in May, we had that big push up to around $2.50, which was a really nice price, wasn't it, to see Cardano at? But then obviously since then, we have just been coming down and rolling over, haven't we? But it does seem as though, we're showing a lot of signs of life for a lot of cryptos, aren't we? And I mean, Cardano especially holding a very key level of support at around this $1 level, isn't it? And you can see that everywhere. Let me just use this tool, actually. I always mean to use this tool, but I never do. You can see anywhere below this kind of $1 level here. Let me just make this a bit bigger so it's easier to see. Anywhere below this kind of $1 level here has been a really strong level of support, hasn't it? And every time that we've tapped into this level, basically over the past, 6 months now, pretty much every single time we've come down to touch this level, we have actually had a really nice bounce, haven't we? And I mean, in combination with, a lot of nice bullish things that we are starting to see, we've obviously had this descending wedge. You can see it here that we've seen for most cryptos. We did have that nice, we've been stuck under this resistance for a long ass time, haven't we? Stuck under resistance here, stuck under resistance all the way down. And then obviously we had that nice rising wedge for most altcoins, but we broke out of our resistance here, but obviously we rolled over again, back tested support for this potential W bottom that we're seeing here. And now we're showing even more signs of life, aren't we? Because basically, Cardano's been stuck under the cosh for a while, hasn't it? Ever since, the 7th of June, in the past, 2 months-ish now. We've essentially been under the 20 EMA here for a long time, haven't we? We did test the 55 here momentarily, but we have actually been stuck under our 20. But it does look as though, we've come up here. We've basically come up, hit our head on our 55, haven't we? And now we're consolidating between our 55 and our 20, aren't we? Because obviously Bitcoin's had a huge rally, hasn't it? If we take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see quite clearly that we have had a massive rally here, haven't we? We've essentially come all the way up and touched the top of this big range that we have been stuck inside of. You could say this is our range right here, something like this. And basically what's happened is we've come down into the range, made our low, come up, made some highs up here, but they've not been touched yet. And then since then we've been touched the top of the range here, touched the bottom, and now we've come up and we've pretty much touched the top, haven't we? And we've had, 9 green candles in a row. So obviously this is fairly unprecedented movement here for Bitcoin, and obviously a pullback was needed, wasn't it? But you can see, I mean, we're looking really bullish, aren't we? In the next few days we're probably going to flip bullish on our EMAs here, could back test these as support, and then obviously if that happens and we break through this resistance here around 43k, which has had us range bound for a long time here in between these two levels, then obviously we're going to be golden for a continuation for the remainder of the bull run, aren't we? Because it's pretty obvious the bull run's itching to get back underway. You can see this huge short squeeze here really did wreck a lot of people, and it does seem likely in our estimation that we'll probably, you know, if Bitcoin can backtest and start seeing some upwards price movement, basically doing something like this where we backtest, hit the resistance, maybe backtest again, this level here, and then start to move up like this, then obviously we're going to be looking at some really nice price targets, aren't we, for Bitcoin? But, you know, Bitcoin, it's moving up inside a range as well, isn't it? And it's exactly the same for Cardano. And, you know, there's no signs of a bear market here for me, not whatsoever. You can see if we take a look at our weekly time frame here, you can see quite clearly that ever since we flipped bullish on our weekly time frame here, once we got out of the March crash, basically backtested the 55 as support and off to the races, really, aren't we? And I mean, we haven't even backtested the 55 yet, because obviously it's underneath that really strong $1 level of support right here, isn't it? We'd have to come down to around that 85, 90 cent level to really backtest that 55, but we don't even need to, really, because, you know, it looks as though we are bouncing in and around between that $1 level and this 20 moving average on our weekly time frame. So, you know, if we start getting back above this and back testing the support, I mean, things are going to be looking really, really nice for Cardano, aren't they? So if we just take a quick look at what's been happening, this is our hourly time frame here, and I mean, you can see we've been on an absolute tear, haven't we, for Cardano? Obviously just following what Bitcoin's doing. You can see obviously we had that rising wedge out of resistance, come back down, retested support, and then obviously we've got this really nice bounce, basically this inverse head and shoulders kind of pattern, something like this. And then obviously if you draw from the bottom of the from the shoulder to the top like this, you can see it's pretty much bang on inverse head and shoulders pattern, pretty much target met here, isn't it? And now we've obviously retraced, back tested the shoulder of support, and now it looks as though we are just basically trading sideways and ranging, aren't we? So we did say if Bitcoin does get a nice little pullback in yesterday's videos, that we would most likely, you know, see a pullback for most cryptos if that's the case. And it looks as though Cardano is having a bit of a pullback right now, but obviously it does look as though we are forming, you know, a nice little market structure like this. And provided that we can keep the momentum up for Bitcoin after it, you know, back tests itself for a few days potentially as, you know, a bit of retracement for support, and then starts to move up, we could be looking at some higher price targets for Cardano pretty soon. So do anticipate if we break this level here at around 140, we could be looking at some higher price targets. Maybe this 150 level would probably be our next target if that's the case. But obviously you can see we're changing structure here, aren't we? Because we've been stuck under resistance, and now it looks as though we're forming this kind of W bottom pattern, aren't we? And obviously if that was the case, we would be looking at that 150 level at the least, essentially as the next target, wouldn't we? And then maybe even that 160 level for that full reversal out of what we've been seeing. So in the short term, we're feeling really bullish, to be honest. Everything's looking really good. We're breaking out of all kinds of key patterns of resistance that we were seeing. Obviously we tapped into this very, very, very oversold region on our daily time frame as well, the same as we did here and here. And you can see what happened on this chart when we did this before. So, you know, if we do start to get that bounce in the short term, we could be looking at some nice price targets for Cardano, as we said. And we do think $10 plus for Cardano by the end of the bull run is very, very achievable, especially when you look at our fib extensions here. Very, very achievable to get in between, you know, the 141 and the 161 here. And very, very, you know, and well within our range as well. So lots of areas of confluence here that we could be reaching these price targets of around $10. That's our update today, guys. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please let us know down in the comments section below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can keep up to date with all of our videos. Remember to comment down below and be subscribed to enter into our brand new monthly giveaway for a hardware wallet. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, please sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, or sign up to YouTube membership by hitting the join button right next to the sub below this video, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're offering coin calls, one-to-one access to us personally, insight into our personal portfolio, daily research of crypto assets with massive potential, and access to our brand new 100x portfolio. With so many benefits, you might as well check it out below. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks with Webull by signing up and then depositing $100 using our link in the description below. You can quite literally deposit the $100, get your 2 free stocks, and then withdraw the money. So there's no reason not to do that, and they could be valued all the way up to $1,600 each. But don't forget to actually deposit as well after signing up, otherwise you won't receive the second stock. Scammers get worse every day, so make sure to protect yourself and your crypto online with PureVPN. Sign up below for some big discounts. You can get access to block content and protect yourself from phishing scams with super low monthly payments and high quality speeds. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.